Indian economy wants to compete with somewhere so-called a mass production economy such as China, the volume is the key. So we should make not only volume but good quality volume products.
Diversified manufacturing is suitable when the product is unique. It should not be the normal product in the market. So if it's a special product, we can have a diversification.
As manufacturers, we have to analyze the productivity. So then only we will be able to meet the demand of our customers. So we have to work on the data. What is the requirement of the market?
It keeps us manufacturers on our toes, because I now have to adhere to the global standards that they were used to or expecting from elsewhere. So automatically that means that if I have to cater to this and if I have to tap into these orders, I have to be on my toes and ensure that I'm upskilling my laborers.
Good evening, and thank you for joining for the wonderful podcast recording for that. And for moving forward, like to moving towards so that is the father's one reach. If you can introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi. So my name is Pravin and Managing Director of Hindi Flow Components. So we manufacture copper pipes for the HVAC industry. And what started out as manufacturing pipe for the HVAC industry led to us manufacturing copper pipes for the defense or solar panels and a lot of use cases. We did the
And we have distributors in Chennai, Karnataka, Kerala, Rajasthan, all of these places. And yeah, we manufacture hard copper pipes and soft copper pipes. And yeah, that's a basic introduction of the company.
Yeah, I am Shriram, Managing Director of Sri Venus Energy Systems. So we are basically from Chennai, but we have manufacturing facilities in Chennai, Hyderabad and Hosur. So we are into manufacturing of ducting and related ancillaries along with pre-insulated pipes and related ancillaries for air conditioning. Along with that, we have a new product line which has been introduced, which is for the acoustics. So which is solely for the purpose of acoustics. We manufacture these micro perforated panels, which is a patented technology that we depend on to manufacture these products. So this is a new invention that we have done. So that is all. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, my name is Pranay and we are into manufacturing of AHUs, air handling units, different types of air handling unit. The facility is at Sri Perambadur and it's almost a 1 acre facility with in-house capability of everything. We vouch and our USP would be timeline. Time is price, time is money. So that is the way we deliver now. So we deliver machines as early as 2 weeks. So be it a EC fan base machine or be it a normal DIDW or a plug fan. So and backed by core people from the industry. One of the directors is Mr. Midun Babu, second generation in the company, and again CTO Mr. Sridhar, and so a good team, and hence we are able to give output in a good time. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Suresh.
Like I'm Suresh. I represent Universal Industries. We are into manufacturing of air conditioning ducts, air distribution products, and pre-insulated piping. We are based in Suresh S, Chennai. We have production capacity. We can manufacture 1,000 square meter per day, and we have a product line like we are manufacturing grills, diffusers, and different type of air distribution products also. So mainly we are into that, and we are a five-year-old company.
Thank you, Mr. Suresh. So beginning with you, like some inputs on the market outlook or the industry outlook. So from your point of view as a manufacturer, can you share some views whether the industry is on a growth track or on a flat track?
There are fluctuations in the pricing level of the raw materials. So when we quote for a price. When we execute the orders, we are finding it very difficult. We are getting a lot of we are not able to earn more profit. We are losing our profit margin. So more than that, like Indian market as such, Sarah has told very clearly, it's a booming. It's booming and a fast paced. And like South Indian, we are only targeting Tamil Nadu market and the southern sides of India. So it's in the booming segment, and most of the projects commercial projects, a lot of industrial projects are coming up. There is a lot of positive signs for development. Our air conditioning industry has got more scope to develop.
Okay.
So this is my point of view.
So the demand is increasing.
Demand is
for more
increasing.
people
Definitely
to
demand is
supply
increasing.
to manufacture.
Yes, I think I'm expecting more manufacturers to enter the market.
Sure. Thank
There's
you.
a possibility is there.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Mr. Pravin. Few words from you, please.
See, now India is a country. We are fourth largest economy in the globe. You see a country growing very fast. So growing fast is what? Growing infra. And if it is an infra, it is industries, it is IT offices, it is mall, and everything is around HVAC. So that is how it is. So I see a very good way ahead for the entire HVAC industry. Where I'm not clear with the numbers, but CAGR values were in double digits.
It's above 16 to 17%.
That's what. But in this kind of numbers, a smile should be there on the face of manufacturers.
Everyone, yeah.
A good CAGR number it is. But yeah, as he mentioned, since the entire global economy is on up and down, be it war at certain part of the globe, the impact of that on the other part of the globe. So you are not a limited economy. Your economy affects other places in the globe also, and that is the concern what he wants to raise. And yeah, we import high quality tubes from Vietnam. So again, dollar plays a role. So volatile dollar is a pain. Okay. Still, those companies do trade in USD. So that is a pain, because you cannot cut with the quality. The quality has to be the best. So at that point of time, you quote at some price, and by the time the order comes, you cannot tell that, okay, give me some 10 containers. That has its own challenges, the inventory price, the interest price and all. So yeah, we need to check and bounce and balance that particular thing and try to sail in the industry.
Thank you, Mr. So, Mr. Shriram, your views on the outlook for the HVAC industry?
See, as they told, the HVAC industry is booming, as well as the competition is booming. So there is an equivalent amount of competition which is also coming up. So we have to gear up ourselves. So to thrive in the competition, we have to develop ourselves further. So we have to be able to run this race. It is only a race that we do run on day-to-day basis. So we have to be able to equip ourselves in terms of the raw material sourcing or whatever is the delivery time. So you have to have the latest kind of machineries to manufacture the products in a good quality. All these factors has to be taken into account. So the HVAC industry is booming in a very vast way compared to the last 10 years. So they now from the past 5 years, from 2020, post-COVID, there is a huge requirement for clean rooms. There is a lot of requirement for air conditioning equipments in all these spaces. So be it a commercial, be it metros or hospitals. The hospitals and all are nowadays keeping up a lot of stringent protocols which has to be followed. So healthcare is becoming a very other critical point when it comes to HVAC. So these are all the factors which, considering all these factors, there are a lot of improvements which we have to do as manufacturers. See, because as manufacturers, we have to bring in all the new technologies which is being utilized in all the other countries. So we have to visit all the countries and we have to see to the new technologies that are being used in the other countries, and we have to bring them here and we have to offer them to these our contractors or clients who are directly involved in this part. So we have to do this.
So yeah, I'd like to, as I think everyone has raised very valid points, and I would like to delve deep further into that, where I think that the outlook is very positive. I was recently reading somewhere that only 9 to 10% of India has a air conditioner in their home. So going by that virtue itself, that's 90% of the market that's not even started to tap into its potential. Number one. So I think that there's a lot of, and as Pranay sir had mentioned, that with all these infra projects coming up, the main necessity, because air conditioner now is not a luxury, it's become a necessity in everyday life. It's not how it was 10, 15 years ago. So I think that it's a very good time to be in this space, in this industry. And with Make in India, I think the government is also pushing us to improve our manufacturing capability, because as Shriram sir rightly said, that one thing is to manufacture over here, but are you able to meet the global quality standards that everyone is expecting when people are moving from a China or from a Vietnam? So while there is a lot of potential, it's also our responsibility as manufacturers of this country to ensure that we are capable to meet not just India's demands but the world's demands. But in that sense, I think it's a great time to be in this industry, and it's only onwards and upwards from here.
So thank you so much. So on the point that you had just mentioned about, so I would like to ask, so you would have just seen that our Prime Minister is now opening arms to almost every countries with a lot of very friendly policies.
Yes.
So I just want to ask, if you being a copper pipe manufacturer, so do you feel you would feel an additional pressure coming in from the other nations because of particularly this new set of policies that are about to come in? Because we already see that there is intense competition from outside markets. Do you see any particular challenges in the recent policies that are coming and that are going to come?
So if I was to speak about copper industry specifically, I don't think there has been anything that's happened very recently over the last few months, but over the last year or so, the government has tried to increase the purchase of copper pipes from the local industries. So they've led to increasing the anti-dumping duties, the taxations, and all the import costs. So basically what they're trying to do is they're trying to make it more difficult and more expensive for you to import from these countries. So invariably what happens is that automatically these OEMs or these companies have to start looking towards Indian manufacturers. So that directly impacts us as copper manufacturers, where if someone cannot buy from a China or cannot buy from somewhere else, they have to source from them. So I think there's a 2-point advantage to that. Number one is the requirement that was going outside of India comes directly to India. But number two, more importantly, it keeps us manufacturers on our toes, because I now have to adhere to the global standards that they were used to or expecting from elsewhere. So automatically that means that if I have to cater to this and if I have to tap into these orders, I have to be on my toes and ensure that I'm upskilling my laborers, my technology is up to point, my processes are also on point, so that we can compete with the global standards and ensure that the steps that the Prime Minister has taken to divert the orders over here, am I capable enough to take up those orders and maximize on that? So I think it's definitely some good steps which have been taken by the government of India, and now it's up to us manufacturers to continue capitalizing on the opportunities that the government is providing for us.
So it has also opened doors for you abroad.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, definitely it has.
A question to you. So again, I think Mr. Shriram had mentioned that the criticality of air conditioners in hospitals is increasing by the day and not by the hour. And you being an air handling manufacturer of AHU, so can you quickly highlight about this particular field?
See, again, why AHU and why good AHUs, in fact. See, good quality AHUs, because currently our healthcare system is at par, I would say, or better than global standards. So at that point of time, the infection ratio, the fresh air quantity and all. So we are able to give today the best air handling unit meeting all this norms of fresh air quantity and the CFM quantity at a very competitive rates. That is, adding to what Vigyan was telling about FTA. So I would say FTA has opened door. It is a good thing today. Sitting in India, the only thing is we need to scale ourselves. The moment we start scaling ourselves, the doors are open. We need to strengthen our wings, I feel, and and fly not only in the country but across the globe now. I feel it in this way, and the only thing, if Indian economy wants to compete with somewhere so-called a mass production economy such as China, the volume is the key. So we should make not only volume but good quality volume products. So that is how it is. So in terms of hospital or in terms of healthcare sector, anything, there as per the global norms, Eurovent norms, as per the AHRI norms. So today India, we manufacture machines as per those international standard norms.
So while we are manufacturing as per the norms, so now we are in a world where you want I want my snacks in about 10 minutes. I want, and we're in a world of quick commerce now, and people want whatever they want it yesterday, not today or not tomorrow.
True.
So we are and our industry, as we have discussed, it is growing at a rapid rate itself. So
No,
people want something
even
yesterday.
AHU has become over the counter, I would say today. If you tell me, sir, I remember placing a very renowned dealer of Blue Star, and they were into some project in Madurai, and that gentleman called up my team, and then through them they reached me saying that they wanted this system within 2 weeks. I said, yeah, then no sir, this is the deadline. The government has announced, the CM has announced, and somewhere lag and all those things. I said, okay, we will try to match up. And see, that's what now we have to increase our speed. Today, if you want to compete, just opening door, but if your wings are not strong, will you fly? No. So we have to give that. Today, what China does, we can also do. That spirit has to come, and that spirit can come only when we start doing that mass volume and quality volume. Not only mass, but I would never say a mass, but in a class. That is what I feel.
Thank you, Mr. Pranay. So to Mr. Shriram, the same regard. So let me come back to the question. A quick commerce world that where people want our products in 10 minutes or yesterday, or they want it immediately. So how do you think manufacturers should prepare themselves to serve them faster? Or we in an industry we are in a construction industry, and which is known to have perennial delays actually. So we are actually known for that, and HVAC in this entire construction industry, generally there's no specific timeline given for the HVAC. If you see, builder takes their own time.
We are the last ones.
Yes, the interior on the one of the first to enter.
Enter and the last to exit.
The most pressure is always on the ones who enter last.
Yes. So, and the interiors are able to work with, one day you find there's no interior done. Another day you see with 50 carpenters, the entire interior has changed. So that being the case, how do you think manufacturers from the HVAC industry can scale up to that?
See, as manufacturers, we have to look at the manufacturing process from a different perspective. See, what China is doing is basically they are automating everything. See, that is a basic concept they are following. See, they wanted to automate all the processes, what they are doing. See, if they are all the repetitive jobs. See, they don't want to engage people in all these things. See, because they are having scarce of labours, which is happening here nowadays. See, we are also having scarce of labour. See, a lot of skilled people are not available. There are a lot of errors which are happening in the manufacturing industry. So China is basically working on these part. See, they are having a lot of robots involved. See, whereas in manufacturing in India, only automotives are having robots. Whereas where HVAC or any other industry, most of the industries are not having robots involved in it. But we have to equip ourselves utilizing robots for all the operations, all the repetitive operations what we do on day-to-day basis in our industries. So that through this there are a lot of data analysis we have to do, the number of operations which is being done, what is our productivity. So we have to analyze the data on regular basis. There is a lot of concept of AI coming in, which we have to, as manufacturers, we have to analyze the productivity. So then only we will be able to meet the demand of our customers. So we have to work on the data, what is the requirement of the market. So based on that, we have to equip ourselves utilizing the concepts of AI, the concept of Industry 4.0. So Industry 4.0 is nothing but we have to analyze the data on a regular basis. What is the errors that we are getting on day-to-day basis? So we have to, if you take, as Sarah has told, AHUs, EC fans and all has a huge lead time when compared to other fans. So we have to have the data in hand. We have to process the data. What will be the requirement of customers? So we have to stock the fans as per the customer's requirement, so that we will be able to serve them on time. See, as you told, the last one, HVAC contractor is the last one who enters. So the civil will do everything and finishing will be done parallelly, whereas the false ceiling vendor will be there sitting at the site to close the false ceiling. Our work is above the false ceiling. So that is the major concept here. So all the AHUs and ceiling suspended unit goes above the false ceiling. So you have to work, you have to equip ourselves. So that is how we have to work on it, and we have to equip ourselves to meet the demand.
I would like to share one good thing, which I wish more people come into this industry. Manufacturing, I am saying. More people come to manufacturing. I remember in China where we went, there is a sort of city. In one part of the city, you find one shoe industry. So few of them are making laces, few of them are making sole, few of them making the upper cover. So and there is one guy who is doing the assembly of all. So I would rather request people to come more in the manufacturing, and that helps the industry altogether to grow.
And a follow-on question to you, Shriram. So we also see, as you took reference to our biggest neighbor. So I want to ask, one of the key focus that they've been doing is on prefabrication. So whatever is being done, they try to do it at their end instead of doing at sites. So with regards to your own industry, can you let me know what are the areas that you were able to, instead of site fabrication, which causes perennial delays, and there are always huge challenges that contractors face while executing jobs. So where are the few areas you feel that you as manufacturer can give a prefabricated product so that can be done, the installation can be done much faster?
So in HVAC industry, the major products what we are facing delays is the ducting and the piping. So these are the two components. Apart from this, all others are prefabricated. AHUs and all these items are prefabricated and you only install it. So ducting, already we have reached the quantum that we are having everybody is having prefabricated ducting, which is being sent to site and you are getting installed it. Another part is the piping part. So piping, we have not at India is not in the pace that we as China is. We are not into prefabrication, but we have to start prefabricating as per the designs. So we have to start whatever the AHUs will have wall packages. So those can be prefabricated at factories, and it can be insulated at factories itself, and it can be shifted to the sites. This is another concept that we are developing, which we have supplied to some projects also. So this concept is evolving now. So many AHU manufacturers are interested to do this. So there are AHU manufacturers who wanted to do this as a combined, as an assembled prefabricated box that they wanted to ship it to the customers. So there are lot of products which are coming up, which are required globally. See, in China and all, you have prefabricated manifolds which is readily available. You take the project today, you give the design tomorrow, your prefabricated package is readily available. You take the package to your site, you readily fix it and you run it. That is how it works.
So I think that is how they have completed at a hospital at 15 days. So quick question to you, Mr. Suresh.
Yes.
So unlike some of our other panelists who are into certain type of products. So you have a diversified range
Yeah.
of manufacturing products. Uh, so do you think having a diversified manufacturing setup gives you an advantage over others, or do you think it is better to have a single manufacturer? So I understand you manufacture a lot of business that are complementary to HVAC.
Yeah.
Almost everything is very complementary to HVAC. Do you think the diversified manufacturing is more suitable, or do you think focused on particular segment like the other panelists is more suitable?
See, diversified manufacturing is suitable when the product is, unique. It should not be the normal product in the market. So if it's a special product, we can have a diversification. Otherwise, it's better to have our own production line which suits our industry. So that is the best way to cater to the different segments.
So when your main offering itself is unique products, it's better to manufacture in-house.
Yeah. That will be a better option. We'll get a better pricing and we'll have a monopoly in the market. So otherwise, the normal products which is prevalent in the market, it's a very it's not be suitable.
Thank you, Mr. Sir. So quick question to Mr. Vigyan. So one of the issues that is always coming up is with regards to the availability of skilled manpower, or the manpower itself in general. On one side, we see that people are not getting proper employment.
Yes.
So on one side, and the other side, we see that we don't find any skill at all. People are not ready to skill themselves. So how do you think Rata and you can work together to where is the start point, do you think, that we can start addressing this skilling issue? Any initiative that you think would work?
So, I do think that skilled and unskilled laborers in general are a big problem, not just for my industry, I think for any industry, not only manufacturing, across the board, I think there are less and less people who are coming into this end of the workforce, especially with your quick commerce, Zepto, Swiggy, all of that coming in. That seems to be taking a lot of jobs away from not just manufacturing, even apparently IT industries. So I think there are a couple of things that we as an industry can do. One would be in terms of how do we try to upskill these laborers. So I think that, in fact, I think this is something that Rata has done, especially up north, where they have had these tie-ups with all of these institutions that, these government skilling institutions that provide skilling to different parts of the society. And it could be process specific, it could be industry specific, it could be product specific. But I think that is one good way of getting people into the industries by upskilling them, by using the resources that the government itself has and using all these institutions which already exist. That is number one. Number two, I also feel like as Shriram sir was just talking about China's, sometimes I feel like, the problems, you don't need to look anywhere for solutions. You see countries that have already faced these problems, try to see what solutions they have found and try to see how you can implement that into your own industry or own country. So I think one thing that we are trying to do is we're trying to see where we can actually, rather than try to put more laborers to end this problem, we're trying to see how do we reduce the requirement for human intervention in any small way or possible. Whether it be your processes, whether it be your operations, how do you bring automation into whether it's through your machinery, whether it's through your ERP softwares, or it's through AI. How do we reduce the dependence on human intervention? And number two is you try to use humans in the place where the absolute necessity is there, and you don't try to use them anywhere and everywhere. So that is something where we have to try to see how we can try to automate our businesses, our technologies and our processes to try to see where we can reduce the need for manpower. And the other point is, of course, trying to go to schools, colleges, have maybe initiatives where we show them that this is a booming industry and there is only scope and potential to grow over here. So we kind of have to show them that there is a lot of scope over here and then try to convince them to join the industry and further their growth in their career in this particular industry. So I think it's up to us business owners, it's up to organizations like a Rata that come together in a collaborative effort and essentially push the new generations to, you know, come to our industry and help support them to form careers in our industry as well. So I think it's a collaborative effort, and I think things like initiatives that are already taking place will really help grow and get out of this issue.
I would like to, I have another perspective on this line. Automation is good. India being a country of 140 crores, so there I feel organization called Rata should rather try reaching to tier 3, not 2 also, tier 3 and tier 4, where still the employment word, where you don't have Swiggy, where you don't have Zepto, those cities and all, and try doing some sort of collaboration. See, we have been speaking about we want manufacturers to come. I say one more, there's good industry where, you know, somebody should think of skilling the tier 3 and tier 4 cities. Okay? And today there are people working in Tamil Nadu from less developed states called Bihar, Odisha, Bengal, other part of North industries. I think in all of our factories we find people from those states. So what I would feel that, what I would expect rather from Rata is going to those pockets into tier 3 and tier 4 cities and trying to skill up there. And there you teach them, you become a bridge between those tier 3 workforce or the upcoming workforce, the 10th pass student, the 8th pass student, skill them, and we be the consumptions and we consume them. So that bridge is what I feel a firm or a Rata could be a good solution. So I expect a Rata to do that. That will help both the economy somewhere in Bihar, somewhere in interior Odisha, somewhere in, so they will also be skilled. And we people, where for us the biggest nightmare is there is some festival in Bihar, some festival in UP and in Odisha, and you see suddenly everybody going. You can't deny.
Holi used to be my favorite festival before I joined the office or the factory, and now Holi is the time where I can't take any new orders also.
So this particular thing, I feel Rata should play a big role. Rata can play a big role, and I really demand this wish that Rata takes up this kind of initiative where it helps a tier 3 town, tier 4 town of Bihar, Odisha, and the less developed place, a youth there with no job in hand, and it helps back all of us in our industry.
And a quick last word from you. So, do you see, have you had any recent success after coming to Rata? Just a short story.
See, the entire concept of our firm H is the success of Rata. 3 key people in our organization, that is myself, Midun, and Mr. Sridhar. So we knew each other, but it was Rata that played a role where we all joined together, and there is a beautiful product called H out of it. So a big kudos and shout for Rata. Thank you, Rata, for making this possible. I remember I and Sridharji sitting at a number of times in the same club, meeting often, but Rata somehow was crucial in breaking that ice, and there comes out a company.
A closing statement from Shriram, along with some new words, I just want to ask, with more manufacturing machines itself that are now being readily available, let's say that machine itself is, seems to be affordable. And do you see any challenge that may come in the near future that all your existing clients may directly bypass you, get the raw materials from outside with the that manufacturing machines or any other manufacturing. Do you see that as a challenge, immediate challenge?
See, it is not an immediate challenge, but it will be a challenge. See, for example, if I don't improve my when it comes to manufacturing, you have to improve your product. You have to excel your product. That is the base of manufacturing that we have to follow. As manufacturers, we have to succeed our own product. So that is the key when it comes to manufacturing. So in that way, if I don't succeed my product, somebody else will come and succeed. So that is the
True.
key. So we have to improvise. We have to, as you told, we have to diversify our product range. It is not that only if I do only ducting, then I will fail, because everybody can do ducting. It is not that we only have to do ducting. See, apart from ducting, there are a lot of products, a lot of gap in the HVAC industry itself. There is a lot of gap in the MEP as a whole. When it comes to mechanical, electrical, plumbing, there is as a whole. All the HVAC contractors, what we see, they are also taking up MEP contracting nowadays. See, people have improvised. When it comes to Blue Star, they were taking HVAC contracting. Now they are taking MEP contracting. So then it has developed to including civil. They are taking Gs as GCs. So nowadays everybody is succeeding themselves. So that as manufacturers, we also have to do the same, so that we will be able to thrive in the market further. So as a manufacturer, I will succeed my product. See, when it comes to ducting, I have to succeed. We manufacture almost around 18 to 19 products as of today. See, we started only with ducting. So as we started as an insulation contractor, then we did some kind of backward integration. We started into manufacturing of puff insulation, then pre-insulated pipes, then ducting, then we manufactured sound detonators. So it is only a diversification of the product range what we are doing. So as manufacturers, everybody has to develop a new strategy on day-to-day basis. See, when it comes to shortage of manpower, you have to go adopt a new technology. We have to go for automation of your own process. So that is how you have to develop yourselves. And see, there is a lot of gap in the HVAC industry when it comes to new fields like you have energy saving, efficiency, so then green energy. So these are all the new concepts which are evolving. So manufacturers also has to look into these ranges. So then there is something called acoustics which is being developed. So there is a lot of technologies coming up in terms of acoustics also. Noise is being previously many people don't care about the noise. If they sit in the fan, they can happily work. Nowadays, without an air conditioner, nobody will be able to work. So the comfort, only people are going with HVAC or air conditioning when it comes to comfort, or else they can use the fan itself. So as
Even as Mr. Vigyan had said, now it is no more luxury, it's a necessity. From necessity, now it's become necessity with specifications in a lot of places. So as we are growing, I think no one is able to execute a job without mentioning what is the dB noise that will come. I think it has now become over after years of continuous education. So a lot of people have now put power. What is the power input? They have started making that a standard feature. But I think dB or the
acoustics is becoming another as manufacturers, we face challenges in terms of all these terms, and as contractors face another challenge when it comes to execution of projects. See, the client's requirements are increasing, the standards what they require is increasing. See, previously they used to, the norms are being increased. So previously the energy savings and all these factors were not much into account. Nowadays it is being a very crucial part when it comes to net zero. Buildings are being designed. So these are all things which we have to take care, and all the clients are super smart nowadays. So we have to equip ourselves. See, only through the manufacturer's capability, our contractor will get the strength.
So thank you, Mr. Shriram. And one last question to Mr. Suresh. So,
Yes, sir.
Uh, with we've now come to an understanding that yes, AC industry is growing, which means the demand is growing.
Yeah.
And a lot of manufacturers are also growing. So, how do you think manufacturers can retain their can retain their customers or expand their customers?
Like we need to strategize our production strategy is very important as far as service is concerned. So most of the contractors they require the material immediately. So we need to plan our production. That is very important. And as far as machineries are concerned, we need to automate our machinery and upgrade our production facilities to fulfill the demand. That is a major thing. And labor is a major concern. Like skilled labor is not available, and we are spending more time training them. So that is a big concern.
Okay, so maybe I think one of the points that in Vigyan mentioned, so
Yeah, that is a
training for
labor. We are spending more time. So with Rata supporting in that area, I think we can do better.
So thank you.
I'd just like to close with I think manufacturing in general, it's the backbone of any economy. If you look at any economy that's grown, any country that's grown, they don't go straight to technology and patenting all that. So manufacturing leads to more jobs. More job creation leads to more spending on consumption, more spending on education. The more someone spends on education, the more people join the workforce. The more people join the workforce, the more the entire economy benefits from that. So I think in general that manufacturing is the backbone of any growing economy, and I hope that this conversation just sparked or just motivated a small desire for people to just be curious about our industry. And if you know any laborers, please let us know. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.